Hi everyone, it's Ruby and welcome back to my channel. This makeup look was inspired by the beautiful Kendall Jenner, so if you'd like to see how to get this look, then please keep on watching. So the first product that I'm going to reach for is my primer, and the Porefessional primer by Benefit is definitely one of my favorites, and I'm concentrating this on my cheeks and also on my T-zone. For foundation, I'm using my favorite Makeup Forever HD foundation, and I'm going to be using 2 shades and customizing it to get my ideal color. To buff and blend my foundation in, I'm going to be using my Copper Limited Edition F80 brush by Sigma. I love this brush because it means that I can stipple, blend, and buff my foundation in to create a seamless finish. An important step to any makeup look is filling in and grooming your brows, which is why I'm using my Sigma spoolie to groom my eyebrows into place. With our eyebrows now groomed into place, we can go ahead and start filling them in. I'm using my Bobbi Brown Brow Kit, and I'm going to be using my angled brush from Sigma to fill in just towards the ends of my brows where things are a little bit on the sparse side. When you're happy with your brows, move on to priming your eyelids. I'm using my Too Faced Shadow Insurance to prime from lash line all the way to brow bone, and not forgetting my lower lash line as well. Instead of using a flesh toned eyeshadow, I decided to go ahead and use my powder foundation as a base shadow. Our eyeshadows will blend easier instead of clinging onto our base. The first eyeshadow color that I'm picking up and placing on my lids is Retrospect by M.A.C, and I'm using my Sigma Beauty E45 medium sweeper brush to pack the color onto my lids. With the same brush, I'm picking up Sable eyeshadow by MAC Cosmetics once again, and I'm going to be placing this just on the outer third of my eyes using patting motions to blend the color into Retrospect. To diffuse and soften the outer edge of this eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my MAC 217 blending brush and using windscreen wiper motions to buff the product into my crease and up towards my brow bone. To help with the transition of this color, I'm going to be using the shade Wedge by MAC Cosmetics once again, with the same blending brush that we use, and blending this higher towards my brow bone. Picking up a MAC 229 brush, I'm using the color Wedge and running this on my lower lash line. To darken and define the eyes, I'm using my L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Smouldering Liner, and I'm going to be running this on the rim of my entire eye. Picking up Espresso eyeshadow by MAC Cosmetics, I'm going to be placing this on the outer corners of my eyes, creating a V shape using my MAC 229 brush. This is just going to intensify the outer corners of my eyes. I'm then taking a blending brush to diffuse the color to create more of a soft gradient. Now I'm going to be using Bobbi Brown's iconic gel liner to create Kendall's eyeliner look. I'm drawing a standard line from the center of my lids working outwards, making sure that the outer portion of the liner is thicker towards the ends and thinner towards the inner corner. With whatever's remaining on the brush, run it on your lower lash line, concentrating most of the product on the outer third. With your Sable eyeshadow and a smaller brush, blend this out, creating a smoldering effect. This will balance out the eyes and create Kendall's lower lash line look. Next, I'm picking up Carbon, which is a matte black eyeshadow by MAC, and I'm placing this on the outer corners of my eyes using a MAC 229 brush. You want to apply this on the outer portion of your crease and also on your lid, and this is going to create your V shape. Blend out the black eyeshadow by using a tapered blending brush. And once you've done that, just go over everything with a Sigma E40 brush to ensure that everything is soft and seamlessly blended. To clean up underneath my eyes, I'm just using my Sigma brush that I used earlier to apply my foundation. And now we're on to our mascara, and the Kardashian and Jenner sisters have killer eyelashes, and well, I'm lacking in that department, which is why I'm using my Revlon Grow Lashes Mascara in black and applying generous coats to both my top and lower lashes. To highlight the centermost part of my face, I'm using my Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer. I'm applying this concealer underneath my eyes, on top of my cheekbones, in between my eyebrows and down my nose bridge. And I'm also going to be applying my concealer above my eyebrows, around my nose, on top of my cupid's bow, and also on the corner of my bottom lip. The brush that I'm using to blend my concealer out is by Samantha Chapman, and this is her Real Technique setting brush. Moving on to darkening the complexion and also defining our cheeks and forehead, I'm using my Rimmel bronzer and a Sigma tapered face brush to create that definition and also warmth at the back of my face. Kendall's nose is much shorter than mine, which is why I'm using my MAC Cosmetics Wedge eyeshadow and a large angled brush by Sigma just to define the tip of my nose and shorten it. I'm going to be blending it out using a buffing brush and then moving on to my lips. For my lips, I'm going to be using my MakeupStore Nude Beauty Lip Liner, and I'm going to be lining the outside of my lips and completely filling them in. This liner is super creamy, which is why I'm using it as a block color. Kendall's lips are mostly glossy, which is why I'm using a clear lip gloss by The Balm to just apply over my lip color. Finish up your Kendall look by applying some highlighter to the high points of your face. I'm using Becca's Shimmery Skin Perfector in Pearl, and I'm applying this to my cheekbones, down my nose bridge, above my eyebrows, and also on my cupid's bow. And this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed my Kendall Jenner evening inspired makeup look. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and also leave me a comment letting me know which Kardashian or Jenner sisters makeup look you like best. If you'd like to see a video inspired by one brand of makeup, then click the video on the left. If you'd like to see a Kylie Jenner look, then click the video on your right. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!